Hey everybody, it's Angela and I am back with another layout video. And for this layout, I had recently purchased a few items from the Cartabella Farmhouse Living Collection. And the only thing I got from that collection was the sticker sheet, the cut apart cards, and two of the die cut ephemera packs. And I didn't get anything else. I didn't get any of the paper or anything because I decided I was going to go through my stash and pull out papers that went with it, so that I kind of wanted the best of both worlds. I wanted to be inspired by a little bit of new product, yet I also wanted to use items that were already in my stash. So this was my compromise. And what's nice about the Cartabella, and here it is, collection, is that those are very primary colors, and I knew that I would have a lot of papers in my stash that would match it. So what I did was I just sat down, went through all my loose papers, and kind of put together a kit to go with these few items that I purchased. So it really worked out well. And so the background paper is like a grid paper from Teresa Collins. I don't know who the manufacturer for that blue gingham is, but it went really well with the items I had. Now the Cartabella collection is a little bit more food themed, kitchen and cooking and farm fresh. This layout is of our dog learning to go with us on the tractor, so it's just more farm life versus, kitchen cooking. But there were enough things in it that I could use them on this layout because I was really excited, to use this new product. And there are several cards in there that have, you can see I've got them there, this tag and those other ones that have like a barn and a farmhouse on them. Now those are beautiful farm pictures, but our farm looks nothing like that. That's a very quaint, old-fashioned barn from like the 50s or earlier. And our farm, we have metal buildings, with big roll-up doors that the combine and the tractors go in, and there's a forklift and all that kind of stuff. It's a little bit more industrial looking than quaint farmhouse. And we live in the end of this metal building, so there's no big white farmhouse with a chimney in the center or anything like that. But I really love the images, and so I wanted to just pull a few of those out and use on this layout. And then I also liked some of these other farm life sayings, and the chickens. We don't have any livestock or anything here. We're just dirt farmers, grains, potatoes, onions, garlic, things like that. But I still love the chicken images, and someday I hope to get chickens, but not right now. And so the photos are of, one of them or two of them are with my husband. He's got the dog on the smaller tractor that doesn't have a cab on it. And then two of the photos are me and the dog in the larger tractor that has a cab. And he really loves to be on the tractors with us, and we have to lift him up there because he is too little and too scared to get up there by himself. But once we lifted him up in there, he really enjoyed it, and he's now, I think this next season he'll be able to jump up there himself, I'm hoping, because he's got to be around 60 pounds, so I'm not sure I could lift him up into that big tractor anymore. But the first time he stayed with me, he got a little bit restless, and so I was in a field that was near the house, so I was able to stop and after an hour or so and take him back to the house. Then the next time when I had to go out into our larger field that's farther from the house, I snuck out so that he wouldn't see me and want to come with me. And so I snuck all the way out and got all the way out to the big field, had everything up, going, getting my first few rounds around the field, and all of a sudden I see this little black thing just running out towards the tractor because he knew I was in it. And I was pulling a disc with a harrow behind it, and I was really afraid that I knew he wouldn't get in front of the tractor itself, but he doesn't quite understand about, getting between the tractor and a trailer or something that you're hauling behind you. And I was afraid he was going to get between me and the disc and, get injured. So I, of course, shut down, stopped everything, and got out. And there was no way I was going to walk all the way back. So I was able to get him up into the tractor and started. And then a little bit later, my husband came with the quad because he figured out what had happened. And so he would come to get him, but the dog just did not want to get out of that tractor. So I said, okay, let's leave him, even though I knew I was going to be at least 3 hours and I wasn't going to be able to just take him back to the house. And I didn't trust him enough to just let him out, that he would actually go back to the house and not, get lost or something. So he was stuck with me for like 3 hours in there, and he did really good for the first couple hours, and laid at my feet and watched everything going by. He started getting restless and wanted to climb up, and at one point he was trying to get up onto the controls, and he pushed a lever and was starting to fold the disc up because it's hydraulic and it folds in half. So I had to kind of stop and get everything back together, and we compromised by him sitting on my lap for the last half hour of this whole thing, and it had started to rain, and yeah, by the time I was done and got back, we were both ready to be apart from each other for a while. But yeah, he does pretty good. He just wants, his attention span isn't that long, and he wants to get out and run. So here I am. I've just been talking over this whole thing, but what I did was I kind of just put these 4 photos. I had 6, but I edited them down to these 4 to kind of tell my story. I used those farmhouse images from the collection and some of those images with the chickens, and a few banner pieces as well. And one of the banners has chickens on it too. And then I'm just putting some enamel dots that kind of go in the same colors, and did my journaling. And so it's a pretty simple layout, so you could kind of see what was going on. I didn't need to talk you through anything. And I did ink the edges of all my ephemera pieces just to kind of pull that together. And so this is how it turned out. Very simple, no new techniques or anything like that, but sometimes you just want to get some stories documented, and I really wanted to play with these new pieces that I got from Cartabella. So there you can see me and him in the big tractor and him on the small tractor, and we're just kind of training him up to be a safe farm dog. So that is the finished layout. If you have any questions or anything for me, just leave them down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Give me a thumbs up. That's always helpful. And subscribe if you haven't. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.